Access USI, I'm Marina Current.
And I'm Kane Jones. Here are USI's top stories.
A monument is being relocated. Access USI's Trevor Lowe has the story.
Final recommendations have been made for the relocation of the Confederate Soldier Monument in Davis County. The call for the statue's removal comes after a revival of social justice and civil rights movements across the United States. A relocation committee was formed to address the removal of the monument from the courthouse grounds. The committee came to an agreement on the movement of the statue after weeks of public discourse. The final recommendations agreed upon were to move the base of the monument to the location of the historic battle at Panther Creek Park. It is suggested the statue portion be placed in either the Museum of Science and History or the Art Museum. The fiscal court will make a final decision by the end of March of this year. Reporting for Access USI, I'm Trevor Lowe.
There is a change in graduate studies enrollment here at USI. Access USI's Del Kripe has the story.
USI graduate studies enrollment has increased dramatically since the start of the pandemic. Enrollment has skyrocketed to 1,800 this January, an increase of more than 17% of what it was pre-COVID, and 4 times the national average. These are surprising numbers, but Director of Graduate Studies Dr. Michael Dixon isn't shocked at all.
But that's not too surprising, considering the high percentage of our overall graduate student population who are taking their courses in programs that are offered entirely online.
7 of the 12 master's programs offered by USI were completely available online even before the pandemic, contributing to quick adaptation by the Graduate Studies Department for a post-COVID world. For more info on graduate studies, visit their office in the Orr Center or visit usi.edu/graduate studies. Reporting for Access USI, I'm Del Kripe.
Up next, Cameron Douglas has your look at the forecast.
With your Access USI weather update, I'm Cameron Douglas, and right now we currently have partly cloudy skies, temperature setting at 48 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest at 5 miles per hour, making it feel more like 46 degrees. We had a cold day across campus, and we've had some wintry-like weather over the past 24 hours. We had some snowfall, didn't amount to much. We're done with that now, but unfortunately the cold temperatures are going to be sticking around through the overnight tonight. And then we finally get to look up to some warmer temperatures as we close out the week. But unfortunately, it is going to come with the cost of some rain chances. We'll talk more in depth on that coming up on the 7-day here in just a moment. First, let's talk about the cold for tonight. We're looking at a frost advisory for most of the tri-state, with the exception of the northern counties that are under a freeze warning. And both of those go through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. You may wake up to a little bit of frost on that windshield in the morning, so if you're going to be headed out the door, perhaps on your way to campus, you might want to give yourself a few extra minutes to scrape that windshield as you head out the door in the morning. Temperatures right now sitting mainly in the 40s across the tri-state, with the exception of Harrisburg. They are sitting at 50 degrees right now at this hour, and we will be bottoming out around 33 for that overnight low as skies clear, making way for a nice sunny day ahead for your Thursday. And slightly warmer too, with temperatures reaching the upper 50s for daytime highs. A little bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. Temperatures continue to look up to the mid-60s on Friday. Maybe a little bit of rain early Friday morning. It's a 20% chance, so small. And then we'll see things dry out as we head into the day on Friday, and then we'll be back to more rain chances on Saturday. That one's an 80% chance, maybe a little bit of thunder possible. Then we dry out as we close out the week and heading into the beginning of next week before more rain arrives on Wednesday, and that one is a 60% chance at this point. Temperatures on the other end, slightly cooler, low 60s on Saturday, and then back to the upper 60s closing out the weekend. And how about the upper 70s on Monday, and 83 degrees and sunny on Tuesday before we bottom out in the upper 70s on Wednesday. That's a look at your forecast update. I'm Cameron Douglas. Stuart Brooking. That's a look at your sports coming up next. Stay with us.
The USI volleyball team walks out as champs over the weekend. We pick it up into the 5th set. Both teams have won 2 apiece. USI looking to get it going, and it is Missouri S&T getting things going strong too, but it's the net play from the Eagles that results into the point. Then we fast forward with the serve. Here's Missouri S&T. The offense is set, and Casey Sapicki will get the kill to put the Eagles 1 point away from conference champs. And here we go again, and this time Taylor Littikin will get it, and they will walk out GLVC champs this year. The Eagles will. That's the first time in 17 years. Now, the USI softball team is playing host tonight to Kentucky Westland. Today in a doubleheader. Both of these teams are rivals, and the rivalry dates back to KWC's days in the GLVC. The Eagles are struggling this season. They have not put many games in the win column, and they dropped game 1 of this doubleheader to KWC by the score of 11-9. Game 2 is underway as I speak right now, and if you want to find out the score of that one, you can find it out at GoUSIEagles.com. Now, for soccer, both the men's and the women's teams had games on Monday. The USI men fell to Quincy by the score of 1-0. The USI women beat Rockhurst University 3-1, and the Eagles scored quickly as Caitlin Andres was able to find the back of the net to make it 1-0. Then Alexis Schoen extended the lead 2-0, as she was also able to find the back of the net as well. And then Audrey Andrzejewski found the back of the net early in the second period for USI's third and final goal, as you see it right here. Now, the Hawks did score, but it didn't matter as USI was able to hold on to get the victory and to advance into the GLVC tournament. They will meet UIndy next week for Game 2. Now to Marina and Kane.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been put on pause for the moment. Access USI's Alexander Scott has the story.
The COVID-19 vaccine is reaching half of American adults in the form of Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna. One of them, Johnson & Johnson, has received some backlash in the form of barring use in America. According to the CDC and FDA, more than 6.8 million doses of Johnson & Johnson have been administered in the U.S. CDC and FDA are reviewing data involving 6 reported U.S. cases of a rare and severe type of blood clot in individuals after receiving the J&J vaccine. This, of course, has caused Americans to become more weary on taking the vaccine due to the potentials of side effects. However, these side effects seem to be extremely rare. However, despite this news, the J&J vaccine is still being used in Europe with a safety warning, with, according to the EU Drug Regulatory Agency, saying that there is a possible link between the vaccine and extremely rare blood clots, but the vaccine's benefits outweigh the risks. Despite this news, however, with the side effect chances involved in any of the vaccines, any type of risk that could be involved is highly minuscule compared to the benefits that it can provide. Reporting from Access USI, I'm Alexander Scott.
Dressing up can actually make you do better in school. Access USI's Tamia Burley has the story.
College is a time where many students learn how to express themselves through their appearance. Some say there is no correlation between physical appearance and educational success. While this may be true for some, USI student Delaney Wills says that dressing comfortably is key.
If I'm in leggings or like a comfortable t-shirt, it helps me actually pay more attention.
While it may be true that students dress based on comfort, others may believe that how students dress tend to go hand in hand with their studies. For USI student Hannah Clark, her clothes reflect her major.
All my classes are liberal arts though, so I can only speak for that, and liberal arts kids usually dress a bit more eccentric.
The article Dress Code for College Students states that implying dress codes would allow students less time spent on beauty and fashion and more time for work and studies. But for USI student Irugan Arau, looks do not matter when it comes to education.
But it's all about the person, like if you feel good in it, if you feel comfortable, wear what you want to wear.
It's no surprise that college admission is dependent upon test scores and grades. But once you get to college, some may wonder just how far your looks can really take you. Some say that looks aren't everything. How do you think that impacts your education? Reporting for Access USI, I'm Tamia Burley.
And that is your episode of Access USI. Tune in next week for more content.
Have a fantastic evening.